Just to the east of the Gateway Arch in St. Louis lies Gateway Motorsports Park, a very unique mile-and-a-quarter rink in Madison, Illinois that for 20 years has hosted the Stars and Cars, NASCAR. Right? NASCAR's best to come to town to smack attack 200 miles in CarShield for the NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series. And boy, oh boy, will this be something tonight. Last Sunday, when we left the Truck Series, dripping from seas, and tonight, a former champion who was supposed to be in the field is not here. More on that in a moment. We welcome you in to our view on IE Sports Radio. Hello, one and all. I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome, Madison. Delighted to have you with us. Well, we will get into all of the controversy that was last week in Iowa. We were in the West last week. We're in the Midwest this week as well. We'll get into all that go on, but we'll have the wardrobe. Eaves with me. Our days are not to be full of ourselves tonight. The question, can we do that?
I don't think we can.
Now, how are you?
I am
terrific to hear it. Glad to have you with us. Glad we're back on here, I must say. Have been a bit stir-crazy the past. Is that just me?
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, so we hopefully set to get started. Always we'll go from we'll skip our two starters tonight. Second starter, Goss, Bay, Wisconsin, the biggest fan I hear, is Kramer Chevrolet, and Coach Mann from Chilhowie, Virginia, 31st, Beaver Hunting Chevrolet.
This prep play for Auburndale Daniel Sass that starts 30. Auburn, the heck knows. 29th is Gregory Virginia. 28th is San Bernardino. Tona is Norm Bell, Green, Pennsylvania. Jennifer Joe Cotton, 26. 20 Chandler top. Power 18. George never seen it.
Starts little from Sherrill, North Carolina. The Grind Staff Ford. Brock Barnhill of College, South Carolina, starts in the 3rd or 34th. Camden Murray from Itasca, Illinois, 22nd in the Toynez Brick Contracting Chevy. Josh Rayum from California starts 20th in the Colonial Chevy. Decker from Thompson in the N20 Technologies. LL Gus Dean is from Bluffton, South Carolina, starts 18th in the OakHill.com Chevy. The Nice Motorsports Chevy. Kyle Benjamin starts 18th. He's from Eaves. Another South Carolina, Fort State, South Carolina's Jordan Anderson starts 70th. Bomber Group Chevy.
Boyd, home to 1A today. Austin Sell from Austin, Texas, and the Go Texan Chevrolet. 13th is Stipple from New York with Chevrolet. 13th is Anthony Alfred, Richfield, Connecticut, and the Steele Smith Oxford Energy Group Toyota. Not to be confused with his brother Fettuccine Alfredo. Starting 12th is Creed from Alcornia, the Chevrolet Accessory Chevrolet. This is what the heck else could be. 11th is Todd Gillen, Sherrills, North Carolina, and the Mobile One Toyota. 10th is Myatt Snyder from Charlotte, North Carolina, and the Tenda Heel Ford. That's kind of mixed because he's got a teal truck. Starting 9th is Daytona winner Austin Hill from Winston, Georgia, in the ARCO National Construction Toyota.
8th starter is Harrison Burton from Huntersville, North Carolina, the Safelite Auto Glass Toyota. Ross Chastain, last week's winner but not winner, from Alva, Florida, starts 7th, the CarShield.com Chevy. The Carolina Nut is Ben Rhodes. I thought that was me, the Carolina Nut. From Louisville, Kentucky, he starts 6th. Brett Moffitt was last week's actual winner from Grimes, Iowa. He starts 5th in the Destiny Home Chevy. Stuart Friesen is from Niagara-on-the-Lake, Canada, and he's in our International Chevy, starting 4th. Matt Crafton from Tulare, California, starts 3rd in the Ideal Door Menards Ford. On the front row, starting 2nd. Grant Infinger from Fairhope, Alabama, in the Champion Power Equipment Ford, and Christian Etkes of Greenville, New York, is on the pole in the Sirius XM Toyota. Your starting grid, the CarShield 200, the 6th running of the event for the Truck Series here at Gateway. 160 laps, 200 miles will make up the distance tonight. Seth, how about a quick manufacturer breakdown?
We had 20 Chevrolets, 7 Toyotas, and 5 Fords.
And we'll quickly give you a track breakdown here. Track description, it's a 1.25 mile and a quarter, egg-shaped oval. If you thought Darlington was the only egg-shaped oval, you would be mistaken by that. And let's give you a lay of the land here. As the field moves down the wide and multi-lane main stretch, the biggest concern will be setting up for Turn 1, which, to put it nicely, is not multi-laned. There's at the most 2 lanes to choose from on this end of the track, and turns 1 and 2 are very narrow, and they're tight, with just 11 degrees of banking. Once they come out of turn 2, because the corner is so narrow, the trucks will be very bogged down, and they won't have very much speed, which means rotation and rolling through the center of the corner will be vital as they exit that corner and make their way to the backstretch to Seth Eaves.
Thank you, Matthew. Good evening, everybody. Because the trucks are so bogged down, turn 2, they've got to really find a good exit to wind up the end of speedway. Because of the racetrack at the end stretch, these trucks will have peak speed, which means they will be on the brakes when entering turn 3. Has to me deceiving speed. Just like on the other track, turns 3 and 4 are mildly banked, which means they're no more than grooves. It's the faster end of the track. It is more wide-ending in turns 3 and 4. Of all the action for the back end of the Gander Motorsports Park on a clear, warm Saturday night.
And we get started, which we are momentarily doing, aren't we, Seth? Because the trucks are moving. Turns 3 and 4. We're set to get the green flag just a couple of moments. They're your way.
Yes, they are. It's Eckes and Grant Finger, then Matt Friesen and Brett Moffitt. The CarShield suited here is Walnut, North Carolina's Matthew Owens.
Field moving main stretch approaching start line. Here we go in Gateway. Green flag up in the air. It's time to drop the hammer. And it's a good start aside from Christian Eckes. One truck down on the inside line got a bit squirrely. Matt Crafton peeks to the inside of Grant Infinger. He wanted to make it 3 wide. He will make it 3 wide. Infinger spurts through takes the lead out of turn 2.
Grant Infinger clear out of 2 for the first time. He's got the lead down the straightaway. Eckes runs in second, then it's Friesen third. Crafton losing spots, now going to try to back to the inside. He's racing with Ben Rhodes. Now Friesen jumps to the outside for second, but Grant leads them all off 4.
Finger's going to lead this opening lap as he cuts from the top side down to the bottom and now snakes back up next to the wall. He approaches turn 1. He got the lead. Stewart second. Christian Eckes third. Oh, Crafton loose in the middle of the corner.
Way loose, and he almost stacked the entire field. Now to the outside goes Brett Moffitt. He races with Crafton and Harrison Ross Chastain. Burton out of the outside of Crafton. Chastain entering the corner. Crafton finding nothing doing on that inside so far, but now he surges back to the bottom of it.
And he's got a chance to make up a couple of positions, but that truck is very out of shape as up front, one battle for the lead. Stuart Friesen to the inside of Grander. Truck slipped up a little bit, but he's still in the lead off turn 2, Stuart Friesen.
Yep, Friesen lead here at Gateway West. And he is your leader. Infinger second. There's caution on the racetrack.
Yellow flag is out for the first time here tonight. And the caution is out. And no, well, there we go. Back straightaway, Seth.
Yeah, back straightaway. Got a truck well placed. That is 0 truck. And I have a
Greg Rail is the
Greg
0.
Rail, thank you. It's Gregory Rail, the Salida, California canter. Got a lot of spots to the back of that number 0 truck as he hit apron to turns 3 and 4. Gregory Rail bringing a yellow flag.
So a tough break for Rail as he has run into problems here.
I'll be right back.
In the opening laps at Gateway. Glad to have you with us here at the Gateway Motorsports Park. Again, as we mentioned, the first 2 stages here, 35 laps each. Stages will end tonight on lap 35 and 70. The race will be on lap 160. Fuel window is about 60 to 65 laps, so they will not be able to go that entire final stint without a fuel stop. As we are under the yellow flag here. Very early on. Anyway, glad you're with us. iSports Radio here on Twitter.com. Matthew Owens and Seth Eaves with you. Our iSports Radio debut. Hope everything going well. If anything, this is a rehearsal tomorrow. Both of us getting used to everything here. Hope you at home are enjoying, at least for the start of the race that really hasn't gotten started yet, has it? But either way, hope you're enjoying. Of course, tomorrow afternoon, as the Monster NASCAR Cup Series heads to a road course for the first time, as we go out west to wine country in Sonoma, our road excursion of the year, the Toyota 350, and that will be here on iSports Radio tomorrow. But
everything's going to form. I mean, the world's still on its axis. Kyson won the pole.
That's right. That's now 5 pole positions for Chip Ganassi Racing in the Cup Series at Sonoma in the last 7 years. 2 for Jamie McMurray, and now the last 3 for Carson. So they've got something for speed at that.
They do, and his teammate nearest the win in my pick for tomorrow.
Even when they changed the racetrack, huh? He's still set on the pole.
I tell you, looking forward to seeing the Harris. I saw you the other day watching practice. It's got like a bit of a throwback this weekend.
Yeah.
And we do that throwback Darrell Waltrip scheme. So
that's right. Exactly right. It is a Back to the Future type of feeling as we get the carousel for the first time since 1997. Real quick, Seth, if you why don't you everybody we've got going on tonight, and specifically what happened last weekend in Iowa, controversy we were talking about.
Well, that depends. Which controversy are you talking about? The race winner or the suspension? Or both?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make you want to talk about both or what?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so first let's start with the race win itself. I'm not going in chronological order because it doesn't make sense and nothing will make sense.
That's right.
Ross Chastain was the first truck across the finish line, and he won at Iowa, and everything was peachy. He was celebrating with a wailing, and a win for Chastain, which he, of course, declaring for points, trying to top 20 in points and get a win. But then NASCAR's new rule, which was into the offseason, reared its head. Chastain failed post-race inspection. The rule is, you cross the first inspection, you lose the race. Chastain lost the win. Instead, Brett Moffitt became the first driver in a 3,000 National Series race without leading a single lap. So Moffitt got credited with the victory. Now, also, it's worth noting, also, of course, you mentioned a while field, you might have heard some names. You might have heard that Snyder. He has replaced Johnny Sauter. Sauter got into a brouhaha with Austin Hill. Hill sent Sauter spinning. Sauter was out by spinning under caution. And Sauter got punished a one-race suspension from NASCAR, but he'll still be eligible for the playoffs. Get it? Got it? Good. Grant Infinger, Stuart Friesen up in turns 3 and 4 by Jim Eckes, Ben Rhodes, and Moffitt. Pace cars in, Matt.
And we are set to go back right here at Gateway. Grant Infinger on the front row side, Stuart Friesen on the outside. They're into the zone of the flags back up in the air. Friesen control truck play pretty good. As they approach turn 1, Infinger though still to his inside, and they attack the very tight and narrow turns 1 and 2, and Infinger stays side by side.
Yes, he does, but Friesen, good run on the outside of the X2 and down the backstretch. He's got enough momentum to take the lead. Now, Infinger, we're going to lose second to teammate Ben Rhodes. Rhodes to the side, Eckes right behind him. Infinger, though, comes back. It seems like in the corners, Matt, the outside lane is the preferred lane. Infinger to second.
Infinger is the second. Ahead of Rhodes, then comes Eckes, the poler who has slipped to fourth, but Stuart Friesen gets away 2, maybe 3 trucks. Infinger and the banking in turns 1 and 2. Eckes to the inside of his teammate for third.
Yeah, side there as Eckes is battling Ben Rhodes now for third position. You've got Harris back there in fifth as they head for turn 3. Eckes going to try to make a move to the inside, still side by side, third position. Yeah, tell them apart. Off.
No, and Eckes goes way down to the inside, middle of the racetrack, but now he'll fall into the tire tracks. Number 99 Ford F-150, and they'll go turn 1 in that order. Further back, Ross Chastain and Matt Crafton get very close, come off turn 2.
Yeah, very. Brett Moffitt a little loose at the exit of 2. Slides up outside Gillen. Gillen now has a run to the inside. Chastain in front. Gillen had to off just a little bit going deep. Chastain on the inside of Crafton. Crafton fighting back on the outside. It's very unique how these trucks are getting runs on the outside in the center.
Yeah, and as we talked about it earlier about how tight these corners are, and if you can keep it wound up on the outside, even though there isn't much banking, you can really cut it from the corner and cut diamond. It seems like that's what the...
Diamonding the corner is very much steel. Ross Chastain for turn number 3 in that Nice number 45. Myatt Snyder in front of him. It should be easy to remember, Matt. Myatt did drive that third truck full last year.
Yeah, he sure did. As Stuart Friesen comes across the line, we have completed 11 laps. The feed is having some issues with traffic, so we might get lost on how many laps it did, but 7 laps down, day 1.
Yeah, it's a comfortable lead. Stuart Friesen, he lapped out, I'm guessing 3 trucks. That might be Weber math. I don't Infinger in the second position. Everybody's trying out single file time. Anderson back there, Marito truck trying to make some move. True last true racers. That is in in this series, and he's a go every week, does a solid job.
He is right where he started in the 17th position as he makes his way back to turn 1. As we mentioned, Stuart Friesen is the leader here. As we are in early running of the CarShield 200A, we will try to do our best to keep you up to date on what lap we are on. We have an issue called feed graphics, which will tell us what lap we're on. We should be completing lap 1213 right here as we speak. We can look on our monitor from the visor cam of Jordan Anderson. Yes, you visor cam. Thank you very much. Let's get a look at the race, shall we? Stuart Friesen continues to lead. Grant Enfinger is second.
Those guys remain 1 and 2. By the way, Aiden losing another spot. I'm going to go to Chandler, who's surging his way. He's just got this lapped one truck heading out of 3 and 4. So we worried, Matt, about back markers in this series. They're good so far.
Yep, so far so good. On the main stretch, here's the battle between that 13 of Myatt Snyder. To his inside is Ross Chastain, who slides up the track in 1 and 2, but he squeezes Snyder out. Did he make a pass?
He did. Now Snyder's under pressure from Matt, who's to shoot down inside. They go 3 wide with the lap truck. Now Kraft, it goes to the inside. Snyder return 3. Matt Kraft and Snyder for the position.
For the rush, Sheldon Crean with Harrison Burton. This is inside the top 10, right on the tail of the 5. Oh, it's got a curb! He goes up, it's in the 18 truck. Burton, it's a funnel save. Sheldon Crean picks it up, and he's still pulling the right direction, too.
Good by Sheldon. But now the press on him. Matt Kraft died of. He should be able to make the pass. Stick. He wins back to what was for.
Yeah, you've curbing down on the side of these corners here. That we curbing, and we did hit that curbing and really up the race truck. 16 laps, 50 complete. We're working 16 set, and Creed going at it in.
Yeah, going at for that position as Creed gets up. Kraft's going to stay in front comfortably. The blue and red 52 though on the match.
Stuart Friesen towards turn 1, and he's at least a 7 truck leads. He makes his way. So funny, Seth. I messaged our good friend Red Bull here tonight, and I said, okay, we've got a single race here. Truly think Stuart Friesen tonight, and I hope to listen. I hope he knows where to find us, and I hope he's able to listen tonight, because I really do get through all the adversity, all the heartache. This could be Stuart Friesen's night tonight. What do you think?
He was just in happy hour for what worth.
He was. Very well could be his night. He's coming.
Let's forget we got money on the line. Triple Truck Challenge like that.
Yeah, unfortunately that has not materialized like I thought it might. Still a lot of line as Stuart Friesen leads his way to turn number 3 and a lap around the number 7 of Norm Benning to the rear field at the start. Lead is still Friesen. Enfinger goes in to it. Broken away from the rest of the field. Boyer's closing in quickly. He's cut that gap down to 3 truck lengths. Make it 2 as they come out of turn 2.
Yeah, Friesen looked a little bit loose there coming out of you. Enfinger lined up right behind him. Meanwhile, further back, you've got the KBM truck battling. The 51 of Christian X and the 18 of Harrison Burton. They'll go to the outside. Whoa, Benning nearly washed up into Burton there. But everything's still good. Eck is 4th, Burton 5th.
And they are behind Ben Rhodes in 99 truck as they make their way down the main stretch and to turn 1. 4th and 5th here with Rhodes, X, and Burton. Eck is up the banking and nobody cuts it down. And he's going to hold on to the spot more.
Boy, he's off at 2. Let's see what Burton can do with it. He stays right in behind him down the back straightaway. Now he's going to go for turn number 16 laps at opening stage. Burton is close, but not close to make any kind of a move on Eckes out of 4.
Echoing on to the 4th position as we just completed the 10th lap. So 50 laps to go in stage 1. Nose to tail. Eck Burton in turns 1 and 2. Burton to peek to the inside. Battle for the back straightaway.
Yeah, Grant Enfinger to the inside of Stuart Friesen. They'll go 3 wide with the lap truck of Cody McMahon. Cody McMahon. And Enfinger is back to the number 1 spot. Grant Enfinger back to the leading play. He leads Stuart Friesen on 4, but they got 4 laps in front of him.
Yeah, Daniel Sasnet, Josh Rayoum, they've got to way down to the inside in turn 1. Now they've got to weave their way through Joe Cobb, who's the bottom of the track in 1 and 2. Not easy. Here comes off in front of Candy.
Yeah, Candy on the parade. Enfinger should go to the outside of Camden Murphy. By the way, you played some number symmetry, and a number that might have something to do with this weekend, Miss Owens. 1997, you said it. Sonoma, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, is running the carousel for the first time since 1997. The Truck Series tonight is at Gateway Motorsports Park. Gateway Sports Park opened in 1997. Now, you want to look because we already did.
There you go. And what's interesting about this track, and certain of this, there are a couple of what were been called bush races that ran here in the summer in St. Louis. During the after, and it was somewhat, to say the least.
See, if you ever get a NASCAR race with meteorological marvels, that's the term there, go back. It's up on you to watch that first ever race here. It was ridiculously hot. I don't know how we have match for the driver that day. It was insane.
Yes, very much. Here we are years later, and Xfinity Series doesn't come here any longer, which is really a shame. But the trucks are still here, and they've been here from 1998 to 2010, and they come back until 2014, and now they have here every year since 2014. But
Indy cars have been back here since 2017.
Yeah, and again, why the curbing is in there in turns 1 and 2 for the Indy cars. Indy cars first in 2001 ran before the Saturday before the Indianapolis 500. Enough of that. No reason to do that, to say the least. But anyhow,
about what you set up is watching Kevin Polka Dot Boxers. Oh, what?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly in that race. I know what in that 2001 race at Gateway, and then went back to Indianapolis, and he was injured by running the 500. Because anything less than 100% heavy burden is good. Anyway, Brooks came here, Seth, as we get back to target. 1998, Rick Corelli, the winner.
Rick Corelli.
How about that?
I don't know if he still does any spot guns in the Cup Series.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
I think he was the first player for that scheme last year, I think.
Yeah, he absolutely was. And after Corelli won in 98, 2 after that, Jack Sprague set the race record of the Truck Series here at Gateway. Speed of 113.72 miles an hour. That is the race record. Do you know there's only been one driver to ever win? Here's our trivia question of the night. One driver to win multiple times in the Truck Series. He's got thank you. He's got 2 wins, and he is the winning driver in Truck Series history at Gateway. So do you know who that is?
I'm having a bit of trouble thinking. I don't think too much we have, so I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here. Is it Onion Head time?
It is not. It is Musgrave. Who
Musgrave.
won here in 2001 and 2005. We got a battle for position in turn 3.
Yeah, it's the third position. Rhodes had in turn 1, the exit of 4, and Rhodes stays right in front of Burton.
And on the main straightaway, again, this is 3rd and 4th, and then Eckes just behind it, and then a very Chain in the 6th position. All of this happening for seconds off the race lead, held by Enfinger. 5 to go.
Yeah, Enfinger's checked out. He's probably 2nd and a half. Let's go for back. 9th place is the battle. Mike Snyder and Brett Moffitt. Snyder up the track a bit. That might lead the inside bit. Bit of a... So he's going to stay Snyder off 4.
They make their way onto the main straightaway. Todd Gilliland behind this group. He's just outside the points positions here for the stage. So if Gilliland can make a pass on Moffitt, he would get stage point. While off-turn battle continues between Rhodes and Burton.
It's been a fun battle, right? Yeah. Can we still call Rhodes a young guy, even though we've been in this series for a while?
I feel like we can.
I mean, he's 15. He's like his third full-time. It really is.
Way back toward truck length. Harrison Burton, Rhodes climbing, but Burton was not there to capitalize.
No, he was not. That is for sure. Tying lap Norm Benning once again, or outside of him, I beg pardon. Turn number 3. Burton is just about as running straight as he just can't quite make it on Rhodes. Rhodes stays just at Burton.
To the leaders come, lap of the Sears lead 1 second. Unfreeze it's this battle for 3rd. Harrison Rhodes, and make that Boots and Harrison Burton thing as the leader heads towards turn 3.
Yeah. There were Harrison Rhodes that raced once upon a time.
There was,
yeah,
yes.
Got your have those. Enfinger looking smooth, the smooth ride all night so far. And he exits 4, and he's ready to begin the final lap of the stage. Make a battle further back to Eckes and Chastain.
Chastain to the inside, they nearly contact. We know how Chastain for points. Matt Crafton into the Chastain, who makes a marvelous save on the entry to turn 1. Matt Crafton had the reels of that 45 jacked up.
I don't think Chastain bumped him again on the back stretch. What realize that's going to cost him a spot because Sheldon Creed run. He'll go to the inside and get by. Craft got trouble at the Cody McMahon slowing off the ace of the back stretch. as Infin's back with the stage.
Infinger gets to the line. He wins the stage. Friesen second. Rhodes third. Then Burton. Then Eka. And then comes a load of trucks. Chastain sixth. Then Creed, Crafton, Snare, and Moffitt. And now the yellow does come out. As Grant Infinger wins the stage, Mr. Eaves. What could Matt Crafton have been... What could he have been thinking right here?
I have no idea what's going on here with him.
Middle of straightaway.
Get him again in the corner. Nevertheless, it's kept its teammate, Gander. Such a smooth... we talked about the smooth ride so far, and how about the smooth ride also? No wins, but uber consistent.
Oh, yeah. Grant Infinger is very consistent, isn't he? And, I mean, it's the reason why some people, including Truly, took a title this year.
Yep. Yeah, you know what? You know that, last weekend, I get it. How great is it Mets have had just the full-fledged race weekend back? We've got series here, but we've got all the major series. The Cup Series at Sonoma, Indy cars at Road America. Boy, I tell you what, this Colton Herta can drive, can't he?
Yeah, he can.
He's up that race tomorrow, and then we get F1 at Sonoma. It's like everybody's having course issues this weekend.
Yes, Lewis Hamilton winning the pole.
I was say certain drivers may be penalized.
Yeah. Lewis Hamilton won the pole. I think it's like a Formula One community. I think they're still trying to get used to the fact that this might happen. But Seth, I think we've got to come to the realization. Lewis Hamilton, next year, is going to reach triple digits in poles. Today he won his 6th.
14 Terry, yeah, I think it's a pretty safe bet.
That could happen middle of next year. Middle to late next year honestly happen. Somebody catches on to Mercedes, which they've had, 5-6 years to do that. They still
I don't think that's happening anymore.
I don't believe so.
Well, we have 2 new courses next year, F1, Vietnam and the Netherlands.
Yes, how about that?
You're thinking, if I were making changes to the F1, I know some of this would be a little bit, but here's what I would like to try to get built in Africa so we can then have a race on the continent.
Okay.
Then maybe redo the Kailami circuit South Africa or whatnot. And then we want to do... Someone's got to build a racetrack in, Helsinki or Stockholm and have a Scandinavian Grand Prix.
Pretty nice, wouldn't it?
Too much racing in that part of the world. We need a Scandinavian Grand Prix.
Very good point. Very good point. We really do. We really do. I like the way you think there.
Hey, someone's got to be the brains of this operation.
Someone does. You would think one of us would come that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah, you would think one of us would be able to do that.
It's the Chuck Brothers.
That's right. Grant Infinger, winner of the stage here in St. Louis, even though we're not in St. Louis.
Oh, right.
We're in Madison, Illinois, I mind you. And Grant Infinger getting the win, 6-10 regular season, and a play point, all-important playoff point. Stuart Friesen finished the stage in second. And we are rotating behind the safe car.
All right. Back here, and oh boy, those things on the windshield too good. Maybe it's just moist mist or something.
Let's hope.
Because we heard a forecast earlier, was weather forecast, wasn't it?
Yes. Pit road is open now.
It looks like.
Pit road open now. Field heading access road in turns 3 and 4. And they'll be pit lane for the first time, at least first time for the leaders. Long pit road here when you enter that access road. And we'll bring the leaders stop. Looks like the first of the leaders in their box. But Seth takes Ben Rhodes.
Yeah, I do. Ben Rhodes. He rides on a net company vehicle. Slow there. There's a two-tire stop. They were very slow with the right rear. Down to 9.2.
It was not much for Grant Infinger on a two-tire stop that took him 10 seconds. Freezing forward here. Looks like Infinger might win the race. He will with his two-tire stop. Rhodes with two tires come off second. Comes a damaged truck of Matt Crafton. He got damaged on his own. Sheldon Creed, Myatt, Snyder, Chandler Smith. And mixed strategy there. 2 tires, for the first 7 or 8? First off with was Friesen.
Yep, then Hill with Duke and Burton, Chastain, Moffitt, Gill, and Self, and Dipple, and Dole each took 4 tires. I was sitting here thinking about it. I saw that billboard. It made me have a good undercover topic here. Oh, it says something about our race. It's that bit of the racing routes. So I'll tell you what. Everybody about racing, particularly this car and this type of racing, being in the South, and make no mistake about it, the South is a great racing hotbed with tracks all across. I'll tell you what. The Midwest is a very, very good. It's just as good a racing hotbed, dare say.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
The big action in the Midwest is in Indianapolis, of course. But all around the Midwest, you look at all the different tracks you go to. It's NASCAR Major Series, Midwest Circuit Dirt Track. There's a great racing. The South of the Midwest, where it's at for racing, of course, it's pretty good too.
Yeah, I was talking with Mr. Lee again for allowing it to happen tonight and tomorrow. Well, tonight, of course.
He knew what he was getting into. God bless him anyway.
But we were talking earlier, he was talking about how it's very close. So many different places, far away from Beach, Sonoma, West Coast is right up there with
funny.
Racing circuits.
I think all 3 of us can sit very far from playing. Obviously, it's just you drive up the interstate to get to Motor Speedway. It's a couple of half hours from myself, and then you got their short tracks, the Dirty Speedway, the famous dirt track in Gaffney. You got, if we hit in, that wouldn't be too terribly far from us. And then
we ever wish we raced at Rockingham.
Martinsville's an easy drive for us to make. So is Bristol. You have been to Bristol. In the works for something, I'm not heading up to Bristol, man. So just keep in mind with that.
Yeah, tell you what, Bristol, you hear all the stories. You know that place. And I think I've been fortunate to be like Charlotte, Martinsville, Bristol, and Daytona. Daytona, as I've always said, you lose your breath however you go in either tunnel or however. And once you see that racetrack, it says you lose your breath. The same thing can be Bristol, Seth, in a totally different way. Daytona's 2 miles bigger than Bristol, but Bristol will take your breath away when you go in, because for a half-mile track, holy cow, this is enormous.
Looks it. They don't call it the world's greatest last great Coliseum for nothing.
Yeah, and it truly is a Coliseum. It's like a bowl. I tell you, of course, I've never been to Giant Stadium, the old Giants where Giants and you play, but they always talked about how that arena, it was like it was on top of you, because how the seats, the stands just went straight in the air and made a bowl. Exactly where.
So I think when it comes to major NASCAR, well, actually, not tell you about. There's 2 tracks that I was going to say there was a track each one that I've been to. There's 2 you've been to that I haven't, and there's one that I have been to and you haven't, because I believe you've not been to Darlington yet, have you?
No, have not been to Darlington.
Darlington, been to Charlotte, been to, now, I haven't been to Daytona, I went there for a tour. You're right about the breathing, amazing. While there was that day, and Dad was sitting there, because we always heard about how, someone in the racetrack, they're into the racetrack, and that's silly, but sure enough, that day we were there, we were sat up in turn number 4, and the seats are there, it was warm and everything. Well, over to our right there, entrance turn 1, all the way down in turn 1, and there was a big ready to form. Speaking of warming, the field's formed up, we're ready to go again.
We sure Infinger and Ben Rhodes on the front row. Then it's Chris and Matt Crafton as they make their way straight away, looking for the flag to get officially started. Flag in the hand of Kim Lopez, and she has her hand out for Infinger. Reaches the field to turn 1. Impact there was playing for position and contact. It goes to turn 1. He's the lead. Rhodes to his inside, waits for the spot.
It's a four-sport family reunion at the front of the field with Infinger, Rhodes, Crank, not too far back in. Here is Rhodes, got 4-sport. Rhodes now tries to Crank in it. Here's Snyder to the outside. Good second, third, fourth.
Battle between these Thor Sport 4 F-150. Crafton has the spot. They're trying to follow him through. He's going to get around Rhodes, and that's going to open up the door. Toyota, that's the leader in that Sirius number 51. Sail around the outside. He'll take over the 4th. Rhodes is now in danger of losing another spot to Sheldon Reed.
Yeah, here is Sheldon Reed. The GMS vehicle into the Toyota of Smith. Really his name in any kind of anger tonight. Crafton in second, trying to get a run at Ender. Snot down Road 4th. Here's Reed now with this map.
Yeah, Stewart's the only one of these leaders, at least, that took 4 tires, and he's going to try to make it work all the way and get back to the front. He takes 7th away from Smith, and he's already making inroads on Ben Rhodes in the 6th position. He's right on his tailgate off, too.
Yes, he is. Further back, we got Rob Chastain losing his Todd Gillen. That was another one to Harrison Burton in turn number 3. Is Chastain going to squeeze right in between Gilliland and that 17 of Alfredo had a son last time we saw him at Texas.
Yeah, he definitely did at Texas.
He's one of the few drivers that didn't wreck at Texas.
That's right. He was very solid, as you mentioned. Chandler Smith, a young man that might not everybody be used to. He's moved to field, hasn't he? 25th, 8th.
He's KBM Toyota's top pavement prospect, and he showed that last weekend leading a lot of laps at Iowa Speedway. Here is Smith trying to get inside of Friesen for the 7th position. Alongside him, whoa, I was nearly into it with Eckes and Krieger.
Yeah, those two were no tail coming out of turn 4. They'll stay that way as they enter the number 1 turn. 2 yellow stripes on the back of these trucks, signifying they're both rookies. Here's another rookie further back as Smith gets to the inside. Friesen, can he complete this off 2? We won't see it. Instead, battle for Seth.
Yeah, Matt Crafton has it. Myatt Snyder wants it behind Snyder. You got Eckes and Krieger is in turn number 3. Drop it in alongside Eckes to turn 3, side by side for now.
And here are on the main stretch side-by-side, and then behind he got 2 side-by-side with Finn and Smith, and again is Gilliland there. This is a big wad of trucks, and as I mentioned on the restart, in the midfield you had a lot of trucks jostling for position, and I believe Seth and Wayne Self, who had to take avoiding action to not run into the back of Brett Moffitt. He passed, 4 trucks. He's going to get black flagged for that, but I'm not quite sure he needs to be.
Yeah, I'm not sure he needs to be. Second place, go away.
It is Myatt Snyder to the inside of Matt Crafton in turn 1, looking for the second position. Tries to slide. He doesn't have to. He just has more grip in the center of the corner. He takes the spot.
Myatt Snyder hit Crafton 3rd. See what Crafton does for relaunching a soft 3, and you got Eckes back there. Further back, there's Stuart Friesen, Taylor Smith, Todd Gilliland on a knot coming out of turn 4.
These 3 trucks really off corner and back onto the main straightaway. 20 left to go here in stage number 2. He's been trying to use those 4 tires to get to the front, but he hasn't really been able to do so. He hangs back at 7th position.
Yes, he does hang. Oh, Eckes to the inside of Tony Creed. As that battle continues, Eckes down in front of that place. 2 turns 3 and for Creed and assault. There, Eckes stays in front.
Eckes hung on to that 4th position, the pole sitter in the Series number 51 slick black and blue livery on that machine. But his Brandon Enfinger still leads this field. He turned 2. Seth can't hear me over. I got to listen in.
Enfinger leads the way. He leads in Snyder, Matt Crafton, Christian Eckes in 5. The top 10 will see doing it. 6th. Then you've got Stuart Friesen there in 7th. Todd Gilliland in the 8th position. Been solid start tonight for Gilliland, not spectacular, but then you've got Chandler Smith and Austin Hill rounding out the top 10. Now, again, Chastain's back 12th with Harrison Burton 11, Alfredo 13th, Kyle Benjamin, Self, Jay Little, Tyler Dipple, Jordan Anderson in the top 20. Just top 20, you got of note, you got Spencer Plated 21st, Nacker back in the 22nd position. Enfinger showing the way here. 107 laps to go in the race itself. Gateway Motorsports Enfinger one of the year. His last win came a year ago in a playoff race at Las Vegas. Enfinger picked his first career win three full years ago. Time ride at Talladega for GMS. Brandon Fay ex-art champion. And he is having a very good run here tonight. He is the leader of it. In the Truck Series, Enfinger just career truck win, as hard as it is to believe. But so here, 6 top 5s, 9 top 10s, and a pole. Last year, 5th in points. And he's the overall point leader heading into tonight's event. To mention, he was the ARCA champion back in 2015, a 16-time winner on the ARCA series. And he did try to attempt to qualify for one cup race. That was back in 2011 at Homestead, when he failed to qualify for 90 Hughes concrete machine. Seth got a battle for the lead of the backstretch. Enfinger all over as a lot from Myatt Snyder now. Heading for turn number 3. Snyder in. Oh, look out, Norm Benning! Yo, that was close. So on the main straightaway, 13 to go stage. And Snyder running 2. Snyder trying to get away, trying to find a spot in the left end where he can get around. That's got a good amount of grip. Right? Snyder, who ran full for Thor Sport, ran part-time for Sheldon Creed now to the inside. Christian Eckes. Those two go side by side for 4. They got Jennifer Joe up. They get her, stays in front real quick. Finishing a Snyder deal. Snyder then, but this year Snyder was part-time with trucks and in the NASCAR Euro Series, but was called upon and met by Thor Sport. Hey, Johnny says, we need someone to drive the truck. You and Mike said yes. Grant Infinger still going away. Through turns 3 and 3. Snyder might have got on the lap truck there. Infinger to scoot away. 4. Back to 11 laps to go on the stage for Fairhope, Alabama's Grant Infinger. 1 stage. Now looking for the stage 2 win. Smooth vehicle. A 2 onto the back stretch. Enter. Let's pick up the battle back outside the top 10. That is for 13th. Anthony and Brett battle inside of Daniel Saxon. Alfredo gets by. Moffitt had more of a difficulty with him, but he'll get by. Behind Moffitt, you've got Kyle Benjamin in that 44 truck. Moffitt trying to the corner, but can't quite down the 17 of Alfredo. A couple points back, Alfredo and Moffitt heading for turn number 3. And let's see, further back, that was Harrison Burton, I think, right there with Ross Chastain. It was a weird angle back to tell what was going on. Yeah, everything. Okay, Brett, I'm finding you. Moffitt right behind Alfredo. Still down the backstretch, heading pretty soon for Moffitt. This time, he is right there. He's going to almost touch Alfredo, but not. He's going to stay in front of Moffitt as they hit the main straightaway. Alfredo did a good job of holding our Truck Series champion at back. Hard to believe Moffitt just the one unofficial, and the first to checkered flag at any event this year. A little bit hard to believe. But the great Iowa native, he'll take it any minute. He's trying to go make a run it out. And Alfredo will stay in front. 7 to go stage, 4th into the second between Enfield and Snyder. Then Crafton, as Creed, Nolan, Freeze, and Seth the top 10. Outside the top 10, battle may be. It is a very good battle between Alfredo and Moffitt. But the man there turns 3 and 4. Black and yellow 8 of Grant Finger. About a 2-truck length lead over Myatt Snyder as they come to the main straightaway. Their lap complete. 6 laps to go in this second stage. More lap traffic. They'll go to the outside of another vehicle and pass. Now down the back straightaway. Enfinger just continuing to cruise along a Saturday stroll through the gateway, through the Midwest for Grant Enfinger, you might say. He continues to lead out of 4. Go in the stage. Snyder's right there, though. He's right. And they push up high in the corner. Enfinger sitting right in front. What cover has Snyder got? Back straightaway, we'll find out. Snyder right behind. Trying to go about a half a group higher. And not finding much success. Enfinger still out in front, out of turn 4. 4 to go with the stage. Enfinger and Snyder still battling. They both go to that outside. Now inside, Grant's going to cut him off at that end. That is fantastic rating by Grant Enfinger as he leads Myatt Snyder heading into turns 3 and 4. Oh, Snyder a bit loose there in the middle of 3. But he's still able to gain on Enfinger. 34 starts. Myatt Snyder and his truck crews, they both, as they go to the inside. his career finish, a runner-up effort, as Snyder is still trying to get there. 4 top 5s in his career. That second-place finish came last October at Talladega. Snyder again trying to get to the high side, this time of Enfinger. Snyder trying to get a good run off the corner. Had a 4th-place finish in his lone Gateway start a year ago. 2 to go in the stage. To the outside of Jennifer Joke Abigo. Grant Enfinger still the leader. Snyder lost a little bit of ground trying to go to the high side. Enfinger still your leader. Then it's Moffitt. Now, as they come back to the main straightaway, last lap of the stage, Enfinger and Snyder battling for that win. Stage win. Both running similar lines. Snyder trying to go inside. Enfinger right behind. They got Norm Benning in front of them. That could be a problem. We will see. Then they go to the outside. Whoa, Benning nearly washed up into both of them. Snyder, good run. To the bumper, but he's not going to be close enough out of turn 4. Green and white checkered flag. Grant Enfinger wins stage number 2 at Gateway. Snyder second, Crafton third. Fourth will go to Eckes. Then it was Sheldon Creed, Ben Rhodes, Todd Gilliland, Stuart Friesen, Chandler Smith, and Austin Hill, the top 10 in this stage. Yeah. So, excellent racing there. Snyder and Crafton, the 2 teammates. It's Crafton, Snyder and Enfinger, the 2 teammates, with a good battle to win, to decide that second stage. And a reminder, tomorrow on IE Sports Radio, the Boxer Energy NASCAR Cup Series goes road racing for the first time this season. From the wine country, Kyle Larson and William Byron on the front row as we go back to the future, if you will. The carousel is back at Sonoma. Hope you'll join us tomorrow afternoon for that event.
Should be a good one. Can't wait.
Yes, Matthew Owens is back, folks.
I can't wait. Sonoma's always more fun events, isn't it? First road course of the year. We've got 3 road courses to look forward to.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Because we've got a Roval.
So, stage 2 in the books. And now one final stage here. Set to go.
This is going to be interesting, to say the least.
It is. It is going to be interesting to see what comes of this final stage. Because, to say the least, which I think we're a bit honest, but at least it's been very tame to this point.
Well, you've done jinxed it now.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
But in all seriousness, it's going to be interesting now that you say that, to see just how aggressive these guys get as we head into this last stage here. This is going to be exciting. It's going to be just shy of 90 laps.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be fun. Everybody's going to be getting up on the wheel, and Lord knows, over the years at Gateway, we've had our fair share of drama in the Truck Series.
You know, elsewhere in racing today, Ty Gibbs getting his first career ARCA Racing Series win.
Hey, I did not know that until just now, but how about that? Congratulations to Ty. Points earned tonight. I'll take care of this just for the heck of it. Grant Enfinger's earned 20 points tonight. Ben Rhodes, 13. Christian Eckes, 13. Stuart Friesen, 12. Myatt Snyder and Matt Crafton, 11. Sheldon Creed has 10. Harrison Burton, 7. Ross Chastain, 5. And Todd Gilliland, 4.
There we we go on that. Very good to hear. And the leaders coming down pit road. As we mentioned, they cannot go this entire final stage on fuel. They have to make at least one fuel stop in this final stage. Big pit stop here, Seth. Let's go to Myatt.
Yeah, Myatt Snyder on the right side of that, TL13. It's going to be a 4-tire stop for Myatt Snyder. They finished on the right side. Now they're over to the left side. And Snyder down the way in 18.7 seconds. How about the 98, Matt?
And the 98 is Grant Enfinger, and it's 4 tires and fuel here. Swipe of the grill. He's away 18.1 seconds. But we've got some 2-tire stops here. Looks like Christian Eckes went with 2 tires, as did Harrison Burton, as did Todd Gilliland. Was that Ross Chastain? Yes, it was. So 2 tires for Eckes, Burton, Chastain, and Gilliland in the race on pit road.
Yep. The biggest winner there was Gus Dean. Was Harrison Burton, and Gus Dean. They gained 11 spots because of 2 tire stops. Biggest loser, Sheldon Creedy, lost 9 spots on his 4-tire stop. Like Jordan Anderson still in the pits. Like he was sitting kind of cockeyed.
Yeah, that pit road a busy with all these trucks on the lead lap.
Yeah. Myatt Snyder, 6 career starts in the Euro Series. We mentioned that, Matt. He had a podium at the Franciacorta track in Italy.
Yes, Franciacorta. We all know of it, Franciacorta, don't we? I hope for his
sake... You
sake...
probably do, because you keep up with that stuff slightly more than I do, so...
I hope for his sake he was driving a Ferrari.
We had to bring up the Ferrari bit.
I kind of doubt he was driving a Ferrari. But I hope he was, that they were in Italy. And he got home, but... Yeah, as you mentioned the story, over there in the Euro Series, and he gets this call. You know, and I heard earlier this week on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90, refreshed by Coca-Cola, I heard a lot of talk, what will come of him if he were to win this race?
Very true. He drives a Ford there, the Racing Engineering Ford. He won the pole. I guess they do double headers. They do 2 races a weekend in that series. He won the pole his first 2 starts. He won the pole both times at Valencia.
Hey!
The Circuit Ricardo Tormo. So they go there. They go there to Valencia. They ran Formula 2 races at that racetrack once upon a time. And the winner of both events they held in 2009 there, Robert Wickens.
Hey, well, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah. And other former winner of note in the at that track in the Whelen Euro Elite 1 Series in April 2016. The 2 events were won by Anthony Cuppen and Alain Day.
Alain Day, very good.
Day won both events in April 2018 as well. And in April 2015, Eddie Cheever the third won there.
Eddie Cheever third, very well-known family there.
The other track they ran at this year is the Brands Hatch circuit.
You love Brands Hatch, you really do. I know everybody wants Formula 1 to go to Brands Hatch. That's a pipe dream, but there is still racing at Brands Hatch.
Jennifer Jo Cobb has made a start in this series this year.
Well, of course she has. She does a little bit of everything, right?
And she ran at Valencia and was 21st.
Jennifer Jo Cobb and all these people running at Valencia, fun stuff.
They have 4 more. They have 7 more events left. 4 doubleheader weekends and a solo weekend. Next up for that Euro Elite 2 series will be the Most Autodrome in the Czech Republic.
Okay.
June 29th and 30th. Then their one single header, July 13th at the Raceway Venray in the Netherlands. Then they go to Hockenheim, September 21st and 22nd. And then they finish the year with the American Festival NASCAR Finals, October 5th and 6th, in Belgium at the Circuit Zolder.
Yeah, well, okay then.
So there's all the information you need to know about Euro 2 racing. Unfortunately, we will not be broadcasting any of that on Mixler or IE Sports Radio, simply because we don't get that racing here.
That's right. That's very right. That's interesting because, I've always wanted to do a race from Czech Republic.
And, well, hey, MotoGP goes to Brno, Czech Republic each year.
Yeah, that's right. We are just about...
Back in America, we're double fly.
Yeah, we are. We're double fly. See, it's the podcast side of a live broadcast, isn't it, with us?
That's what our broadcasts usually are. We hope that we're informative but entertaining. I think informative and entertaining is what we strive to be. I think we do a pretty good job of that.
Yes, a podcast inside a broadcast. It's fun stuff. Okay, Seth, some took 2, some took 4, and the guy who took 2, as you would imagine, is up front.
Yeah, it's an all KBM front row. Christian Eckes and Harrison Burton. Then Ross Chastain, Todd Gilliland, Grant Enfinger, Matt Crafton. That's the first 3 rows. Now the money stage is ready to begin, Mr. Owens. What's going to happen? Let's go.
Eckes on the outside, Burton on the inside. He's on the green flag, gets unfurled, and we're underway again. Eckes gets a really good jump on the outside. Here's Ross Chastain diving to the inside of Harrison Burton. Will he keep his foot in it? Yes, will. 3 wide in turns 1 and 2. Burton gets up and into Todd Gilliland to allow Chastain to get by both of them.
Chastain to second, but he's being shoved down that back straightaway by Todd Gilliland. Gilliland now lets off a little bit, and he will fall back in that 3rd position. Eckes, Chastain, Gilliland. Meanwhile, here's Sheldon Creed back to the inside of Brett Moffitt. Tyler Dippel falling backwards.
My goodness, what wild, crazy restart. 82 laps to go as we close into the halfway point of the race. Harrison Burton slipped back quite on that restart. Oh, and then he just dive-bombed it into turn 1. He gets around the 13th. Snyder, he's to the inside of Crafton as the yellow is out behind them. Caution as around goes Natalie Decker. In turn 2, she's up against the outside retaining wall. And the number 50 Camry for N29 Technologies LLC. She's found the wall, turn 2.
Her rough year continues. Back end's pretty bent up on that thing, and I think she's trying to refire that, but I don't think she's going anywhere. Here's the thing, though. I'm not sure she won't have any trouble getting out of that vehicle if her night's done, because she is pinned up against the wall.
Yeah, she is. I see that. It reminds me of the wreck in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona 2000 with Michael Waltrip, Terry Labonte, and Jeremy Mayfield. You had a very, very similar incident there with 2 cars getting basically stalling up against the retaining wall at a very long time to get the driver out of the vehicle. And apparently, Decker is not going anyplace. She has taken the steering wheel off this truck, so now, how does she climb out? You mentioned a rough year it's been, Seth, and my gosh, it really has been. I mean, just the last races has been such a struggle. Best finish in the last 5, 17th.
Dover and Iowa were where those 17th place finishes came at. Getting out of the car, I'm being as serious as I possibly can be when I say this, but her being a rather small individual probably helps in that instance.
Yeah, that's it. See, and
she can get on the safer barrier there. But I tell you, you just gave me a bit of a nightmare. You imagine Michael Waltrip being pinned up against the wall like that? That would be rough.
That's who it was in that race at Daytona, and that's why it was so difficult with his tall stature. When you try to see what might happen to Natalie Decker. Not really sure. Jesse Little and Austin Wayne Self with Jordan Anderson were all in the vicinity.
To talk about rough years, here's the stats in full, Matt. This is her 9th start of the season. Tonight's going to be her 5th DNF.
And it's such a shame, too, because I think people really thought she was going to have a solid year, didn't they?
Yeah, her best finish of the year, she mentioned her best finish in the last 5 is saying her best finish of the year, a 13th at Las Vegas. But she has not had a lead lap finish yet this year.
Wow.
That's tough. A former Daytona ARCA pole sitter.
Yeah. That's, like you mentioned, very tough for Natalie Decker, who continues to run into issues here tonight at Gateway. Under caution, right at the halfway point of this CarShield 200. And what have we seen so far tonight? What's caught your eye so far tonight, Seth?
I'll tell you what's caught my eye has been Grant Infant, that 98 truck. He obviously has been super fantastic. He's won both stages. But I'll tell you what else. Myatt Snyder, hadn't been in the truck in a while. Doesn't look like he's missed a beat. Solid run tonight in that 13. So, good run for him tonight. So, that's caught my eye. And Anthony Alfredo, another solid night, has caught my eye as well. As we are marching on here at Pocono, God almighty. Gateway. You big dummy, Gateway. Under caution for an incident involving the 54 of Natalie Decker.
And like we said, I'm not quite sure what the expectations for the season was for Natalie Decker for the most part. I'm not sure what everyone thought, were true realistic expectations, but it was a lot better than this, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, very much so.
And that's just such a shame. Talk about what else in sports today. Talk about Ty Gibbs in that ARCA race. Which you haven't been on Twitter much today for reasons that, we can't get into at this point just because it might take us half an hour. But have you had an inkling of a hearing of what in the world happened today in Sonoma in that K&N race?
I know Noah Gregson won. I'm not looking at the TV, not looking at the monitor.
You might not want.
Let me know when it's done.
I'll let you know. Unfortunately, they have flashed up the scores from the World Cup games today, and Seth does the reason why he hasn't been there. Okay, you're good to go now.
All right, thank you.
The reason why he hasn't been on because he hasn't seen one of those results yet. So, but Gregson won, but it was in some very controversial fashion. Not many people at all. It's really hard to get people in NASCAR and auto racing to agree on something. Seth, this race actually did that. I think everyone agrees that was an absolute crow's nest of a finish. Ryan Reese was black flagged for jumping the overtime restart. And you look at the replays, you look at the frame by frame. He did not jump that restart. He did not. And I tell you what, some people say differently, but he was livid after that. And some people are saying, "Oh, why is he so mad? He's a Cup driver running a K&N race." I gotta say that I kind of like that young guy like him. Mad that he got.
I'll tell you what. Let me tell you. And for all the people that are listening on IE Sports Radio that may not know, you're about to find out. Those of us, though, but our normal fans and loyal listeners know. We're against Cup guys competing at lower series all the time. But if I'm ever inclined to give it a free pass once, it would be for this particular event.
Yes.
For a guy like Ryan Preece,
yes,
who has not been to Sonoma, to my knowledge.
No. I guess it's a good thing for him.
I still don't like it, but it's more understandable for this.
I guess the good for him and Dan Hemrick and some of those guys, the good thing for him is they're all rookie tomorrow, just as Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, Boyer.
That's very true.
I guess that's the one
No
good
one in
part
this
about
field
it.
is ran. Surely to God, no one in this field tomorrow has run the carousel.
No, the only time they've ran the carousel is in practice. There were a few drivers before the first practice yesterday that went out in the pace car, and one guy, Kevin Harvick, remember he has a history in what is now K&N West. He ran one West race on the carousel, and that was 20 plus years ago, a totally different car. Everyone is pretty much on same ground here, so see how it goes. We're at the green here, heading towards turn 3, and Mr. Chastain, desperate for a win, as we know, starting on that front row.
Yep, he sure is. This is gonna be an interesting one, that is for sure. Chastain, Eckes on the front row. And then you've got, oh God, is that Gilliland inside of row 2, Gary Lee?
That's Gilliland and Burton, yes.
I thought it was Gilliland. I wanted to make sure. All right, here we go. Ready to go again.
On the main stretch, X, the control truck on the outside of Ross Chastain. Green flag once again. They are dead even as they cross the line, and they race off to turn 1. Chastain was aggressive the last restart. He piles it into turn 1, takes the lead away from Eckes, and pulls away by 2 truck lengths off the corner.
Yeah, I mean, he got a great jump. Here's Grant Enfinger going to the outside of Todd Gilliland, further back in the field, back there at 4th place. Myatt Snyder out of the group. He's in a mess. Chandler Smith, Stuart Friesen, Brett Moffitt, Austin Hill, all under a blanket mid-pack.
Yeah, this is a mess. Had the right superlative there. 3 nearly 4 wide as they make their way main stretch. Meanwhile, front, Eckes is back on the deck lid of race leader Ross Chastain. Behind him, it's a 4-truck train, but the battle for the lead is on off the second corner.
I tell you, what a run at 51 truck got. Eckes alongside Chastain down the back straightaway, heading for turn 3. Eckes, Chastain for the lead. Eckes inside. They nearly touch. They do touch. Eckes should be clear to the lead off 4. He is.
Christian Eckes back to where he started. He started on pole position. He leads with 73 laps to go. Chastain falls in line second. Then it's Burton. It's a truck link back to Enfinger, and then there's a mess. On the inside, Todd Gilliland looking to try to get around Matt Crafton. Ben Rhodes watches him every step of the way. Back straight away, battle for second.
Yep, Harrison Burton going to go to the inside of Ross Chastain now, and that might not be much of a battle either. Burton's going to clear Chastain. 1-2 they run as Eckes leads Burton off 4.
Chastain right back, though, to the inside of Burton. There might have been a little bit of contact out of 4. Chastain used some side draft on the front stretch to get back inside. He'll nose his way in front of Burton in turn 1, and then he slides through turns 1 and 2, tries to block off Burton. He can't. Burton's back to the inside.
Yeah, Burton back to the inside. He's going to bring Enfinger with him. Both the inside. Enfinger wants to go even lower. He gets into Burton almost. Enfinger has to get off the throttle. That could have been a disaster. Chastain's going to pass the both of them again. Back to second he goes.
Yeah, with a bobble window of the corner, that allows Chastain to move by. All of this is allowing X to pull away little by little. He's got about 4 or 5 truck lengths between these two. But again, Chastain, he just piles it into turn 1, and he's back at Eckes 3 truck lengths back.
Enfinger right behind Burton there for that 3rd position as they head for turn number 3. Enfinger, they set it for 3, and now Burton's going to die to the inside of Chastain for 2nd. Chastain about a half roof higher. Burton's going to tuck right in. So Chastain keeps 2nd. Eckes enjoying that, I'm sure.
I'm sure. And Enfinger watching this battle, and Hamilton Creed up into the 5th position. He's watching this battle too. Behind Creed, you've got Gilliland, and then behind him, this battle. Chandler Smith and Matt Crafton side by side for the 7th spot off 2.
Yes, 7th place off of 2. Matt Crafton, Chandler Smith battling for that position. Here is Smith going to the inside of Crafton. Smith might have enough to clear him up through 3 and 4. It looks like he will.
So Chandler Smith moving into that 7th spot is behind them. The 13 truck of Myatt Snyder cockeyed out of turn 4 with Brett Moffitt and Stuart Friesen I got to tell you, the one thing that I'm most surprised about, Seth, after that first batch of pit stops, Stuart Friesen was not able to get back up to the front with 4 tires, and he's kind of been stuck there between 9th and 12th, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He really has. As further back, we got Stuart Friesen now. He's going to pass Brett Moffitt. That is for 11th. So Friesen 11th, Moffitt 12th. Meanwhile, Austin Hill feeling pressure from Tyler Dipple and Anthony Alfredo back there at 13th. That's a good trio.
Yeah, great battling all over this track. How about Matt Crafton, Myatt Snyder, and Ben Rhodes? These three head turn 1 with Stuart Friesen watching every step of the way. This is 8th, 10th, and 11th turn 2.
It really it is. Matt Crafton staying right in front of him for 8th. Then you've got Snyder. He watched at the hill just a little bit. Might allow Rhodes to come on the inside. Friesen on the outside lane, just behind Ben Rhodes.
Back to the main straightaway. Snyder looking to see he wants to get around Crafton. Here he is to the inside. These two Ford teammates will head back to turn 1. Crafton will set it up on that outside line. He'll better run into the corner. Can he get a better run coming off? Snyder's right there, but that's Ben Rhodes.
Here is Ben Rhodes to the inside. Myatt Snyder try to go to the inside of Ben Rhodes. Rhodes staying in front. Now behind him, let's go ahead of him, I should say. 4th place, Grant Enfinger and Sheldon Creed.
Sheldon Creed's truck looks really good, cutting turn 4 really well. He gets alongside Enfinger. They come across the stripe and head back turn 1. Creed's got the inside right along curving. He'll slide on the racetrack out of Enfinger. Sheldon Creed's got the 4th spot.
Good move indeed by Sheldon Creed. Unintentional run there. Creed, and moving on to say, he's had some good runs as of late. His finishes might not be that indicative of it, but believe you me, that guy has come up with some really good runs.
And he is running in the 4th position, the highest he's been all night long after scoring stage point the first 2 segments of this race. And he just moved by Enfinger. Enfinger's got more company. He's inside. Todd Gilliland sails by, but Gilliland packed it into turn 1 a bit too hard. He walked up the track. That battle is still on.
Yeah, going to try the crossover there, but not to no avail. So Enfinger's crossover at end. He's the meat in a KBM sandwich with Gilliland and Chandler Smith as they exit turn number 4. I tell you what, the Truck Series has been getting a lot of crap from people after the Texas race, but folks, I'm here to tell you, this is still a very fun and entertaining series with some good young drivers and some good veterans as well.
Yeah, it really is. And that's been, for a lot of years, that's what the series has been. It's been a series where a lot of young drivers can come in, but you have those veterans that have been around the block. You've had Johnny Benson, Mike Skinner, Ron Hornaday. You've had those type of guys run with the youngsters of their day. I don't know, it was like Kyle Busch battling with Bobby Hamilton. Stuff like that. Good stuff in this truck series. That's really, I think, what they wanted it to be when it formed, God, all those years ago. More than 20. Can you believe it?
The truck series is only 1 year younger than me.
It's unbelievable.
Go look it up. You do the math of how old I am. But in all seriousness, we still have some good teams in this series. We have the super teams. Obviously KBM. Obviously, you have Thor Sport. You have I'm sure I missed one, GMS. But you have those other teams too. You have the Nice team. You have the DGR Crossley team. It's got good resources, but they don't run. But they're not quite at the KBM level. And then you got that 3-truck Young's Motorsports team, which I looked at as a possible sleeper team at the start of the year. They've had their moments, a 3-truck operation with Boyd, Dipple, and Dean. That sounds more like a law firm that sounds more like a shady law firm on the outskirts of Charlotte more than it does a race team trio. But I digress. Yes. Truck Series is back in action Friday night at Chicagoland. We invite you to go to NASCAR.com/tickets or visit the website of any of the tracks remaining on the schedule, pick up a ticket, and find yourself in an upcoming NASCAR Gander Outdoors Truck Series event.
And what we also invite you to do, if it's back in action, which we certainly hope it is, we hope to be on Mixer next Sunday for that race at Chicago, the Cup race at Chicago, and we're really looking forward to it, not only because how that race finished last year. Believe us, we're going in with high expectations, but we're not going in with expectations that we're going to get a repeat of last year. But we can't wait to do that, Seth, because if everything stays up and up, it's our NASCAR USRN debut for Mr. Matt White.
Hello.
Can't wait for
Hello.
that. Cannot wait for that.
Hello. I'll tell you, I'll tell you what's not a debut side, that 51 leading a truck race.
Oh, that's right. Christian S. in turns 1 and 2 leading, but I tell you what, he's not getting away from Chastain, is he?
Now, Chastain's keeping him within sight. There are some slower trucks up ahead. Intervals show 0.6 of a second difference between Eckes and Chastain. And you've got Burton, Creed, and Gilliland, the top 5, as Eckes motors off 4.
Eckes holding the lead by 4 truck lengths on Ross Chastain. 58 laps to go. Again, all of these drivers still have to do one more fuel stop to get to the checkered flag. And it's been a clean race for the most part, and it's been a fast-paced race at that. So, leads to the question, when will these crew chiefs bring their trucks down pit road, and what will they do? 2 tires, 4 tires, or dare you try fuel only?
That's a good question. You know, the World Feed is showing us the graphic. I tell you, everyone wants to talk about the 51 and the truck. Everyone wants to have some debate about, is it the equipment or is it the drivers? Because, you know, anyone that drives that truck. But I'll tell you what, can we talk for a minute? Let's give some credit to that crew chief of that 51 truck. Rudy Fugel might be the best in the business in this series.
Well, folks, that 51 truck is phenomenal each and every time the trucks go out on the racetrack because of Rudy Fugel. The crew chief has been just amazing, and it really does raise the question. It kind of makes you wonder in the back of your mind why Kyle Busch doesn't put him as a crew chief of one of the championship contending trucks.
You do wonder. Good battle going into one right here.
Brent Enfinger is going to slip back, isn't he? He is going to lose the 6th position to Chandler Smith as they nearly make contact off the corner. But this is alarming. Enfinger's falling back so much now.
Yeah, we're in the Midwest, but it's an SEC battle. Georgia versus Alabama right here. Smith has it. Enfinger falls behind. Georgia in front of Alabama for once. How about that?
Georgia in front of Alabama, the place where we played the SEC basketball tournament not too long ago.
Thank you.
That made sense. Back to turn 1, Smith starting to pull away from Enfinger. And Grant Enfinger, after winning those first 2 stages, said he doesn't... If they make a change, that change has certainly not complemented this 98 truck.
No, it has not. As he is now back in 7th position. Winner of the first 2 stages. So, obviously something going on with that 98 truck of Grant Enfinger.
So he is the 7th. Not only that, but he has lost touch with Chandler Smith already. Smith has pulled away from him by nearly a full second, and he just passed him a lap and a half ago. Eckes still leads, Chastain 2nd, Harrison Burton 3rd. Then you've got Creed, Tom Gilliland, Chandler Smith, Brent Enfinger. Ben Rhodes, Myatt Snyder, Friesen set the top 10. That top 10 separated by 7 seconds.
I think Enfinger heard you. He's back to the tailgate of Smith.
Yeah, he is. He just moved down into 3, didn't he? He's trying to wrestle that forward up there as he closes back in on Smith with 53 laps to go here in West Illinois. Off to 1. Tries to close in again on that number 46, but he stays about a truck length back as they exit.
Yeah, Smith's going to stay in front of Enfinger down that bank straightaway. 6th place the battle. Smith has it. Enfinger wants it. Let's go back to 8th, 9th, and 10th. Rhodes in 8th. Snyder 9th. Friesen 10th. Snyder going to try to gets the bumper of his teammate.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if Myatt Snyder thinks anyone is his teammate tonight. I mean, this is a one-race deal, as we know.
Very true. Very true.
So I do wonder what he thinks. Oh, and he slides through turn 1. He went a bit high. Stuart Friesen tried to dive down to the inside, but he couldn't make the pass.
No, he could not, so Friesen stays right in behind Myatt Snyder. Snyder down going to the outside of Ben Rhodes through 3 and 4. Snyder, what a power move. This is going to be on the outside. Myatt Snyder showing a bit of muscle.
Yeah, really good move around the outside. He'll clear roads on the straightaway and take over that 8th position. Good move there by that 10 to heel Ford. Back to turn 1. Myatt Snyder trying to get a good run for this 13 truck. What are we going to call it? In relief of John? Is that what we should say?
Fill in. You could say. I feel like fill in is better, or subbing, because relief would be more like to indicate that Sauter is sick or injured.
Yeah, and he certainly isn't. No, Seth told you he's not in this race.
Well, he might be sick in the head, but anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But as Seth mentioned, Johnny Sauter not in this race tonight, suspended by NASCAR for one race after his theatrics last Sunday at Iowa. Austin Hill got into it. They had a kerfuffle in turn 3. Sauter went up and got in the wall. He took exception and then crashed in retaliation under caution. And NASCAR is never well to crashing someone under caution, and you can imagine why.
Well, absolutely. For sure. Now, by the way, I don't know if you realize this or not, but folks, after tonig's race here at Gateway, once the checkered flag flies, we only have 5 more races left in the regular season. Chicago next Friday, then on Thursday, July 11th, Kentucky, July 27th, Pocono, then Eldora, and then the cutoff race this year is at Michigan on August 10th.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
It really is. The playoff schedule, the playoff openers, Bristol, August 15th, Mosport, August 25th, and the round 1 cutoff is Las Vegas, September 13th. The round of 6.
Can we talk about for a moment what an amazing first round that is?
Oh, it's amazing.
Repeat those tracks again.
Bristol, Mosport,
a road course,
Las Vegas.
Ain't a mile and a half high speed track. These trucks really create a heck of a track there.
Well, hang on a minute, because I'm about to read you the round of 6 schedule. And you fill in the blanks after that. Let's play this game again. The round of 6 begins October 12th at Talladega.
Are we playing the $1 million pyramid, or whatever that dollar amount pyramid game is? Talladega. 6 mile super speedway. 3, 4, 5 wide. Flipping big ones, all that.
October 26th, second race of the round, Martinsville.
Or things a short track might say.
And then November 8th, the cutoff of the round of 6, Phoenix.
1 mile flat track that creates all sorts of excitement, especially on restarts, because they go, quite literally, not exaggerating, 5, 6 wide on those restarts.
And then, of course, the finale, November 15th at Homestead.
Which, of course, will be the finale every year. Oh, wait.
What a diverse 7-race playoff schedule.
That's incredible. That really is. That really is sensational. That entire playoff schedule. And I won't say for everybody. I've learned not to do it, especially in this sport. But I think I speak at least for the two of us. We'd like something like that, diversity-wise, in the Cup and Xfinity Series playoff schedule, too. We're getting there with Cup. We really work on that playoff schedule, though.
What? I'll tell you what else there. Ross Chastain and Harrison Burton, they're working on Christian Eckes in 3. Chastain is right there. Just can't quite get around him. Eckes still your leader as they exit 4.
You know, we didn't get to talk about this in the first 2 stages because those first stages were only 35 laps long. But the tire degradation here at Gateway is pretty high. This is not a track that's easy on tires. This is the longest run they've had all night. You got to wonder who's handling these 3 together off turn 2.
Boy, Ross Chastain threw a big block on Harrison Burton. They make contact down the back straightaway. Now Burton to the inside of Chastain. Side by side for second. Chastain powers back on the outside of Burton and will retain the second spot.
But what a battle this is as Eckes
and Sheldon Creed's coming.
Yeah, Sheldon Creed, I tell you what, that car right there, or that truck, the 2, he is closing in quickly. He is 4th. He's only 3 lanes back of this battle for second that continues off turn 2.
Yeah, 3 under a blanket with Creed and Gilliland not too far back lurking. Eckes leads. Then Burton out right to the bumper of Chastain. Chastain about half groove higher, staying right in front. Diamond's the corner. Burton going to try to launching a sawed-off 4 maybe.
These three right together with Sheldon Creed closing. 42 laps to go, and again, we continue to wait and see when will these drivers come down pit road. Lap cars in front, Chastain, one of them nearly lost his spot.
He nearly did. I don't know how he didn't, but that was a close call there. Chastain and Burton battling for second and third. They run second and third. Chastain now trying to get away and set his sights on Burton's teammate, Christian Eckes.
What's amazing, these two battling, and Eckes does not really pull away. Creed is calm, but Eckes pulled away. It's still a truck length that now separates the four trucks. Eckes a truck length in front of Chastain. Equal margin back to Burton. Equal margin back to Creed.
Yeah, this is what it's all about. Good old NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series racing here. Eckes with the lead. Chastain running in second. Again, they run 1, 2, 3, 4 in lockstep formation. As they come through 3 and 4, no change. Eckes still leads. There'll be 40 to go at the line.
Yep, here they are at the line. 40 laps to go here at Gateway. Can Christian Eckes hold on? Again, still a pit stop to be made by everyone. Or can Ross Chastain get redemption from near win a week ago?
Boy, Stuart Friesen really gets into that corner. It's not a diamond in the corner. I don't know why you would call Friesen getting into one. It's just juking and jiving into the corner. Nearly got into Gray Enfinger again. Enfinger trying to hold on to that 8th position. So while they were in break, Smith did pull away from Enfinger, and then Snyder got by him. And now Friesen's pressuring him.
So inside the final 50 miles of the CarShield 200, interestingly enough, CarShield 200 in a truck race, but Christian truck lengths on Ross Chastain and Seth. We all know the story. Ross Chastain declared at the start of the season to run for the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship, which meant he could only get points in Xfinity races, and he could not get points in truck races, and believe me, he's been running all of them. But then he won at Kansas in the truck series, and then not after that decided to declare for truck points to run for the truck championship. But because he was declared for Xfinity points before he won that race, he does not have a win that counts toward playoffs, which means if he needs to win in the truck series, and he's coming after Eckes.
Yeah, winning top 20. He is driving like a man on a mission.
Absolutely is. He needs to win a race and get in the top 20 in points. 20 in points will not be an issue. It's the win that he needs. Thought he had it last Sunday at Iowa, taken away by the NASCAR rule book, but he might get it back 6 days later. He's off turn 2.
Yeah, they're dealing with some lap traffic. They go to the inside of Spencer Boyd. Well, Chastain finally gets by him, jerked to the inside enough, but now Burton was able to take advantage of that, and he's back almost alongside Chastain. That may allow Eckes to pull away just a little bit.
Eckes away by 3 as the battle for second continues between Chastain and Burton, and Sheldon Creed continues to watch every step of the way. He's just waiting for something to happen. He's biding his time. Back markers in front of the leaders. Let's see if he comes into play off turn 2.
Yeah, that's going to be really curious to see how that works out, per se, as Eckes is now pulling it. Jordan Anderson is the next truck in front of him. Usually does a good job of letting the leaders by. Anderson way to the high side. Ooh, he's going to stay tucked in front of Eckes there. Didn't catch him in a good spot. By the way, Ben Rhodes back in 20th. Wonder what happened with him.
Yeah, did not see what happened to Rhodes. He has slipped back to 20th. He's off the lead lap. Here's Eckes to the inside. Anderson now in turn 1. Austin Wayne Self right there, too. Eckes going to try to slide up. He's not clear of Anderson, but now he is off the corner.
So Eckes clear of Anderson. Now Chastain will try and go to the outside. Anderson, boy, that's a log jam back there now. Back there. That could be a mess. But for right now, Eckes still the leader. Austin Wayne Self next in the parade.
And Self is going to very respectfully move down the inside. Allow Eckes and Chastain to move past. Harron has lost touch just a tad. And Chastain to the deck. Eckes off 2.
Yeah, he is. He is right there on the back straightaway. Chastain right in the back of Eckes. Burton right behind him. Further back, Chandler Smith and Todd Gilliland Those two are side by side for fifth. Smith's going to complete the pass in 4.
Chandler Smith continues to move up through the field. He is now up to the 5th position, dispatching of the Mobile 1 Toyota of Todd Gilliland as Matt Crafton is on pit road. We told you all these leaders have to make one more stop for fuel. Crafton, the first of these guys towards the front. This is a very slow stop. Right sides only, and this is an incredibly slow stop for Crafton. Tire stop, and it nearly took as long as a 4-tire stop. Incredibly slow for Crafton. Won't be happy with that. Meanwhile, the 3 leaders at the front bypass pit road. They're staying out at least one more lap. Chastain from Burton over the line. 32 laps to go here in regulation in Gateway. And Eckes once again in the middle of the racetrack in 1 and 2. You can tell the tires are going on all of these leaders. They are desperate for fresh.
Yeah, very, very desperate indeed for that fresh rubber. By the way, we're doing a good job of lapping trucks. We're down to just 14 trucks in the lead lap, and that 14th place truck, Tyler Dipple, is on the verge of being lapped.
Yeah, off turn 4. Dipple is...
that was Dean, I beg your pardon. Dean going another lap down.
Yeah, so that's just Dean going a second lap down. Eckes moves by. Chastain in his tire. Chastain to a bumper, and nearly contacted turn 2.
Nearly contact, and not quite, and Chastain has to back off just a little bit, so Eckes can extend that lead. Heading into turn 3, again, pit stops are coming. It's just a matter of when they come down pit road, not if. It's not this time.
Nope, not this time. Eckes to the line, 3-0, 30 laps to go. Rudy Fugel to guide Christian Eckes to his first career win in the Truck Series. Further back, Chandler Smith is on a mission. To the inside, he just sailed around Sheridan Creed into 5th.
Yeah, and now Harrison Burton to the inside of Ross Chastain for 2nd. Heading into turn 3. Burton inside. Chastain, Burton watches a bit of Chastain. They touch, but they keep it pointing in the right direction. They are one. They're going to try to split Jennifer Joe Cobb in front of Matt. We got a truck in the pits.
Todd Gilliland on pit road. He was in top 10 as the fight for second continues to turn 1. And Burton's got the inside, but Chastain's been using that out all night long. But Burton with a bobble. He slides up. Chastain at the end of the throttle. They're still side by side.
Boy, this is great racing as Eckes pulls way down to the inside in front of him. He says, keep it up, boys.
He's
Burton.
I think.
He's coming in, so this is going to be the battle for the lead. Chastain to the high side, Burton on the low side. Christian Eckes coming into the pits. Ross Chastain in the lead off 4.
Chastain holds on to the spot, which is now at lead from Harrison Burton. As Eckes hits from the lead, they're going to need a good stop on the 51, as they will have to have a good stop for all of these leaders. Now the lead continues in 2. We would like to see the Eckes pit stop. Now we will get a chance to see. He's going to crawl down all the way to turn 1 in pit road. He has that opening pit stall because he won the pole. Chastain is pitting. Let's go to Seth for the Eckes stop.
Right side's on the number 51 truck of Christian Eckes. Just a 2-tire stop. Eckes down and away.
Meanwhile, Chastain, who picked up the lead after Eckes stopped, he's on pit road now. They cannot afford any mistakes. They need a clean stop. Well, it's fuel only. Fuel only. Chastain, Seth. Fuel only for Chastain. This might get him ahead of Eckes. Will this be the winning call for Ross Chastain? He's away with fuel only.
Yeah, Burton is there, and Burton's in front of Eckes, so he's got the race lead. He still needs to pit. The main question's going to be, does Chastain get in front of him? I'd like to see 45.
Yeah, will Chastain come in front of Eckes? We're going to watch go through turns 1 and 2. Eckes in the middle of the corner. I think Chastain's got him, Seth. How about it off turn 2? Does he stay in front? Oh, yeah. He beat him by half a straightaway.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, what a move. What a move. Harrison Burton nearly caused a pile drive there coming down to the racetrack. Grant Infinger's in.
Infinger, they're changing the right sides. They'd like to take 4 tires, I'm sure, with how that truck struggled, but they can't, or they'd lose too much time. He's away after a 2-tire stop. Harrison Burton had a race. He's got to come in. Seth, if Harrison Burton is going back to where Ross Chastain is and fight for the lead, they've got to go fuel only, right? Let's see if they do in that Safe Light Auto Glass Toyota Tundra.
Yeah, fuel only, I would think, has to be the call here. And let's see. No, they do left side tires. They're taking left side tires. Oh, my goodness. Fuel and 2 for Burton. He's down and away.
The only way that works out for him is if there's a caution. Stuart Freeze is on pit road 2.
Might get one.
You might get one here on the main straightaway because you got Christian fighting with Mike Snyder. They nearly door slammed each other on the entry to turn 1. We'll see if Harrison Burton comes out in respect to the 51. Oh no, Eck is out in first, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He is. Meanwhile, Enfinger and Austin Wayne self back there battling.
Austin Hill is the leader of the race, waiting for him to stop. Will he come in this time, Seth?
No, but he will be passed by Brett Moffitt.
Who has been.
Yep, so that's not for a lead or anything.
So you have 2 trucks who have yet to stop. That's Austin Hill, the Daytona winner, and Kyle Benjamin. You might know that name. A couple of Xfinity Series starts for Joe Eaves Racing. Nearly won an Xfinity race in Iowa. And it looks like Hill might be coming in this. Let's see, from the lead.
Looks like it might. He was pulling down the inside, but to finish that, Benjamin, he won a pole at Pocono in an Xfinity car as well. And he was a second in a truck race at Martinsville last year. And he's running that niche truck on a limited scheduler since Chastain's declared for points. Benjamin's been running that truck. He's been having some good solid runs. Easley, South Carolina native. So Hill and Benjamin, the only 2 that have yet to pit. And
question is, Seth, how far is Chastain on X?
Oh, that's a pretty good amount. Nearly 2 full seconds, I think.
Oh, boy.
And more than 2 seconds. It's 2.1.
Could that have been a winning call right there? My goodness. If they don't get a caution, it has to be the winning call, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
No way to make it on fuel.
And I see the gap shrinking. Hill must be slow and coming in. Yes, Austin Hill is coming into the pit, so Kyle Benjamin assumes the lead. For the time being, his teammate will grab it for him, though, in a matter of moments.
So, Ross Chastain. Folks, the only way he makes the playoffs is if he gets into the top 20 in points and gets a win. He must win. And this set was a call going all in for a win. This was a call to go fuel only. They're trying everything to get that win. And I applaud them for it. I don't know how you couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know how you could either. You couldn't either. So Chastain will be the leader once Benjamin bids. Benjamin's still on the track. 20 laps to go. But it's worth noting that Eckes has already got a couple of tenths off of the deficit to Chastain.
Well, see, that's going to be the thing, is that Eckes took 2 right side tires. So he's got 2 fresher tires than Chastain, who currently runs second. Kyle Benjamin leads. 20 laps to go here in Gateway.
He's coming in.
Yep, he's in. So Chastain got the lead. With less than 20 to go, CarShield 200. Did Phil Gold, the crew chief for Ross Chastain, did he just make a winning call right there? I got to say, we don't see it much anymore, do we? Jeff Gordon and Ray Evernham pulled that off at Charlotte in '94. We don't see it happen much more, do we? But I tell you what, that's a big call. Meanwhile, battle for position heading to 3.
Yeah, Stuart Freeze to the inside of Myatt Snyder. He makes the pass. That is for 4th, or 3rd, I should say.
Oh, boy.
And Eckes is just 1.3 back of Chastain now.
So Eckes throws in on those 2 right side
Please screen commercial
versus Chastain. Not having any time. I've stopped to figure them out. I really have.
I should have stopped the night they missed William Byron's engine blowing in 16.
Yeah, I'm kidding. So, oh, mercy me.
I tell you, Eckes is, they both want that win. Chastain wants to win for the playoffs. Eckes just wants a win, period.
That's right. Oh boy, this is going to be so exciting. This is going to go right down to the wire. It really is. And you got to love this, don't you? You got to love it. They are desperate for this win. Both of these drivers are. And don't count out the possibility of it getting physical between those two and something opening up for maybe Snyder or Friesen.
Oh, no kidding.
After what Stuart Friesen go through trying to win, he'll take it any way he can get it, won't he?
Yeah, he will. That would be kind of poetic justice in a way.
Yeah, it would.
For him to get a quote unquote lucky win.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm sure if someone tells him that, if someone says lucky, good, I'll take lucky. I need it. We talk about. Stuart Friesen, his luck bank has hit bankrupt so many times. Pat Sajak's given up on it.
He can't buy a vowel.
No, he can't.
He can't afford a vowel with that luck bank. No, he can't. So we're inside the final 15 laps, but for some reason we can't see it.
Is he got the golden Benny as a passenger? That has no explanation.
He really might. That'd be the only explanation, wouldn't it?
I think there's two golden Bennies. One rides passenger with him. The other rides passenger with Todd Gilliland.
Yeah.
And then it made a cameo appearance every year with Matt Kenseth at Indianapolis.
Including last year.
Yes.
It didn't retire with him, did it?
No, it didn't.
Ross Chastain trying to hold on older shoes. While Christian Eckes, who took 2 side tires, tries to win. They both fight for their first career win.
Harrison Burton with a problem.
Oh, Harrison Burton in turn 2, and that's brought out yellow.
Well, that's not what Chastain needed to see.
No, it isn't.
Oh boy, tough break for Burton.
Something happened on pit road with that truck, didn't it? Because he was way back of where he was.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy. Now, I remember.
This changes everything.
I remember doing a truck race at Gateway solo. What was it, 2-3 years ago? It got wild at the end. It really
3 years ago. Yeah, and he had a quote-unquote fight and won. And Sheldon Creed's got damage. He must have been involved in this.
Tough break for Sheldon Creed.
This is going to be another night of getting a finish that isn't indicative of how well he ran. This happened in 3. Burton and Creed are leaning on each other. Burton gets loose, and...
Oh, boy.
And Burton... Chandler said, Creed just hooked into Burton.
Ooh.
Burton spins, backs it into the wall. Creed's able to keep it going, but there's damage to both trucks.
Yikes. Well... That didn't look too pretty.
Not really. So.
Yeah, so.
Now.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Yes, indeed. On the East Coast. It's 12:14 a.m., so. And Harrison Burton coming into the pits with a lot of back-end damage, that safe light. He's going to need safe light repair.
Yeah, he will.
I'm not sure what that was.
Not pretty. Not pretty at all. So 12 to go. This is, to say the least, this restart is going to be everything, you get the feeling.
Oh, yeah.
And see, here's the biggest problem for Chastain. He didn't need a caution, period. But he really didn't need a caution with this many to go. He would have been able to hold him off on a restart if it would have been 2, 3, 4 laps to go. But we're probably going to get the green flag. What do you think, 8 or 9 to go? Maybe 10? Probably 8 or 9.
Probably.
So, can he hold him off for that long on these older shoes?
It's going to be tough, that's for sure.
I mean, these aren't 1-year-old Nike on that truck. These shoes are worn. Well, let's quickly give you a rundown here, Seth. Chastain leads, Chris Eckes is second, Stuart Friesen third, Todd Gilliland fourth, Snyder fifth.
Chandler Smith, Sheldon Creed, Grant Anthony, Brett Moffitt, Austin Hill, the top 10. Matt, I'm staying on the line, but I've got to go in emergency.
It's Rhodes in 11th. Harrison Burton is 12th. He's going to slip back in the order as timing score recycles. So Matt Kraft 11th, Kyle Benjamin 12th, Ben Rhodes 13th, Harrison Burton is now scored in 14th, Anthony Alfredo in 15th, Tyler Dipple is 16th. 17th goes to Jordan Anderson, Austin Wayne Self 18th. Spencer Boyd runs in 19th, Jed Little is 20th. And when you take a look at the playoff grid, you got Johnny Slaughter, Brett Moffitt, and Austin Hill locked into the play, one win each. Infinger, Friesen, Kraft, and Rhodes, and Harrison Burton are in the top 8. Top 8 make the playoffs. Then the 4 just outside, Sheldon Creed, Todd Gilliland, and Anderson. That's what that playoff grid looks like as of now. Notice we did not mention the name of Ross Chastain. Safety car still leading this field. When they come across the line, there are 10 laps to go here. See how many more pace laps they will make before we get one to go and get back green. Lots are still on the pace car. How will this all play out as we anxiously await the restart and the final laps at Gateway? Inside the final 10 laps, Sonoma comes up tomorrow for the Cup Series. Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series heading out west to the wine country of Sonoma, the Toyota Save Mart 350 for you right here tomorrow. But we've got a handful of laps still to go in the Truck Series event, the CarShield 200 at Gateway here in Madison, Illinois, east of St. Louis. Grant Enfinger, you gotta wonder what happened to that 98 truck. He won the first 2 stages and has slipped back ever since. He's going to restart 8th. He has not been a contender in this final stage. Field just came across the line, and they still did not get the 1 to go signal. So they will make at least one more lap under the yellow here. Chastain leading, as we told you, that it's Eckes and Friesen, second and third. We've talked about Stuart Friesen and how he has come up empty so many times when being so close to that first career win. He's sitting back there. Same can be said for Todd Gilliland. He's sitting back there in the 4th position, Gilliland. He'll be restarting on the same row as Friesen. 8 to go when they get to the line. So, the level of hunger from these guys at the front. Chastain, so hungry for that win to all but punch a ticket into the playoffs, especially after having it taken away last week, as they do get the 1 to go signal this time. They got Eckes looking for that first career win. Young driver who hasn't started many of these things. Started on the pole tonight, though. And then you've got the behind them, also looking for their first win when they've come so close. And two more looking for their first in row 3. Young, and I mean young, Chandler Smith. And Myatt Snyder in a one-off, replacing the suspended Johnny Sauter. All sorts of stories in that first dozen. Lights are out atop the pace vehicle. We are getting the green flag. This time around, Ross Chastain in his control truck. He will restart on the outside. Eckes to his inside second. Then Friesen and Burton, Snyder and Smith, Infinger, Creed, Kyle Benjamin is in the top 10. He restarts 9th alongside Brett Moffitt 10th. Pace vehicle is in, ready to get the green flag with 7 laps to go in Gateway. Can Ross Chastain do it on old tires? They're into the restart zone. Green flag up in the air. Chastain spun his tires. Eckes is right there as they go to turn 1. They are side by side for the race lead. Chastain around the outside. Friesen slips high after them, and Chastain's going to hold on to the lead off 2.
Yes, he is. Eckes second. Todd Gilliland looking for that elusive victory. He's right there at third. Chastain, great run, center of the corner. Pulls away a little bit from Eckes. Gilliland right there at third. Friesen's fourth.
Ross Chastain leads, trying to hold on to it with old tires. 6 laps to go. Ryan Decklid, Christian Eckes, Todd Gilliland, Stuart Friesen. These 4 off to turn 1. Right around the racetrack. Chastain.
Yeah, Chastain still leading. Then it is Eckes. Then it is Gilliland. Boy, Eckes right there into 3. Can't quite get there. Friesen now gets a good run on Gilliland. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, lockstep. Chastain, Eckes, Gilliland, Friesen.
Top 4, nose to tail as they come to the line. 5 laps to go. 5 fingers shown by the flag and up top as they go to turn 1. Chastain leads by a truck length. On Eckes, down to half a truck length, while the battle for third now begins between Gilliland and Friesen.
Yeah, Eckes is right there. So close, he can't taste it. The other 2 are that way too, Gilliland and Friesen. Which one of these 4 will survive? Eckes, good run in 3 and 4, not good enough of a run. Chastain's still going to lead all 4.
Oh, but Chastain, oh my goodness, Eckes is right there. He is just inches off the deck lid of that Need Motorsports number 45. 4 laps to go. It was a near miracle for Chastain to hold him off on these older tires. He's done it so far.
Yeah, you know he's going to drive with all his heart, though. It's pure heart in that 45 truck. He wants to win. He's like, you're going to have to wrestle it away from me. Hence why I think it could get physical if Eckes gets real close. Eckes did not do well in the middle of 3 and 4, though, and Chastain's going to pull away just a little bit.
Yeah, Chastain to buy a truck length right there. Here they come to the line. 3 laps to go. 3 to go here at Gateway. Chastain back to 1. Now Eckes has fallen into the clutches attack of his teammate Todd Gilliland as they come off turn 2.
Yeah, Eckes is falling back, and Chastain looks pretty good. Now you got a 3 truck out there for second that might form. Going into 3, Eckes really trying to get close to Chastain. Friesen now to the inside of Gilliland for the 3rd position. That might be enough to let Eckes get Eckes back to Chastain.
Yeah, Eckes is there as they come to the line. 2 laps to go, 2.5 miles from the checkered flag at Gateway. Chastain's back to turn 1, holding a 1 truck length lead. Again in the middle of the track in 1-2. Eckes is going to have to try something.
Yep, he's going to have to try something there. And Chastain keeps the lead on the back straightaway. Eckes is close, but not close enough. Gilliland and Friesen watching another chance at a win slip by, battling for 3rd. Eckes tried a little something there, and he might lose 2nd because of it. Bell lap at Gateway.
Here they come out of turn 4. Ross Chastain sees the flag, while Eckes, Todd Gilliland goes side by side behind him. Chastain slips away by 4 truck lengths to the lead in 1. Eckes gets hit and turned around. Turn 2. Eckes spins as Chastain leads onto the backstretch.
Still green, still racing at Gateway. Clear sailing for Ross Chastain. Been a turbulent week for the Watermelon Man, but he's going to get to smash another one in Missouri tonight. Chastain off 4, take him home, Matt.
R stands for redemption. The one that was taken away from him comes back to Ross Chastain. He wins the CarShield 200 at Gateway. This is unbelievable. He will smash a watermelon in victory lane in celebration. Ross Chastain, when he needed to step up, he rings the bell and comes up big in the Midwest.
See, I might want to keep a camera on, at risk of sounding like a certain, so I'm going to keep a camera on the 52 in case the 51 gets to him, because that was, that didn't look too pretty that was neither pretty nor subtle.
I'm amazed.
But it's, I mean, this guy's something else. I mean, it's, wow. For his sake, let's hope it passes inspection this time.
Let's see. Surely it has to this time. I'm amazed. This guy, without going full Bill Weber life story here, Seth, you know how many times this guy could have packed it in and said, I'm just going to stay in Florida with my watermelons and not bother with this racing thing? How many times could he have just given up? And yet still, here he is, and he just pours his heart and soul into every car or truck he gets into. And he does stuff like this. I mean, we talk about the character that young man had to come back after what happened last year with gas and that whole deal. And then he comes back here and does this a week after getting the win to get himself into the playoff, and he has it taken away from him on a technicality. And he comes back 6 days later, and this is unreal. And it truly is. I tip my cap to Ross Chastain, and I tip my cap to that whole team. Seth, that was a race-winning call, the fuel only.
Yeah. Not the biggest team in the world out of Statesville, North Carolina. They do have an alliance with GMS, but still, it's not the world's biggest team either. They don't have a fancy shop. Wow. And 2 days ago, Ross Chastain reportedly said that the penalty had Al Neese, the team owner, asking why he's doing this. Well, I think we got our answer.
I mean, like I said, could have given up so many times by now. And he just continues to pour his soul into this sport. And Ross Chastain is the reason you love racing. Really is. Oh, boy. Seth, final thoughts.
Unreal.
I'm in over Ross Chastain. Really am. Really am. Seth enjoyed it as always.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun.
Fun stuff here at Gateway. Ross Chastain gets the victory. And now, if he clears inspection, which we pray he does, all he needs to do is get out 20 points, he'll be playoff bound. He'll run for a championship, and who's to say he couldn't win it? For NIE Sports Radio and Spreaker.com. For Seth Eaves, this is Matthew Owens signing off. Ross Chastain, the winner at Gateway. He just keeps on. Good night.